Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please?
The show starts
right here, right
This
now.
is a message to all the haters out there. If you don't like what I do, but you watch everything I'm doing, you're still a fan.
We breaking news again. Hog HQ Live, tell a Razorback friend. Hot Adam DP, the squad you can trust. On every platform, we never adjust. From the hills to the streams, we the Hog Dream Team. Dropping Razorback gems, y'all know what I mean. Heart with the insight, sharp as a tusk. Adam takes heavy, break the mic in the dust. DP in the cut, stat sharp as a blade. Talking hoops, talking football, every play gets made. Razorback Nation, call it Hog Vibration. On Facebook, YouTube, even Twitch sensation. Instagram scrolling, X marks the spot. When the pigs hit the field, we reporting the plot. Hog HQ Live, breaking news worldwide. Razorback pride, we'll never divide. From the past to the streams, every sport, every scene, we the Hogs, we supreme. Living out the dream. Hog HQ Live, breaking news worldwide. Razorback pride, we'll never divide. From the past to the streams, every sport, every scene, we the Hogs, we supreme. Living out the dream. DP crunching numbers, Adam setting the tone.
What's going on, everybody? This is your main man, Smooth Baron, and you're tuned in to Hog HQ. Woo! Pig Sue! Wee! Go Hogs!
Wow. Look, welcome back to another episode of Hog HQ Live, brought to you by the Hog Talk Podcast. As you see, your screen is back to normal. Transplant Texan. Salute as always, my guy. We appreciate you tapping in early. Got some comments we're going to throw on the screen as well. But before we get to all that, let me make sure that I tell these guys right here. This is Adam, and this right here is Mr. Hart. Don't forget to tell a friend, We are back again with another great episode, talking everything Razorbacks. This is a great week to be a Razorback. Win, lose, or draw is a great week to be a Razorback. So we definitely going to get into all of the news. Let me try to see if I can minimize this screen real quick. Escape. Look, I'm pulling me some Adam stuff. Yeah, I'm making the screen move. Don't worry about it. All right. Look, so we got a lot to get into tonight. Of course, we're gonna talk about the Diamond Hogs, of course. Then we're gonna get into slightly some basketball. Definitely talk about the Florida loss. This is gonna be an interesting game to talk about. Definitely gonna get into the NFL Combine and some other things. to discuss. So make sure y'all stay tuned. There may or may not be some hog news on this show. So hey, y'all just stay locked in. But hold on, no Doug shows, no Jimmy Dykes. Hey, look, Transplant Texas still going in about this dude and this whistle. So, question: baseball, basketball. We do have a new segment on the show, and he has his own intro.
He does. I just want to, hey, before we get into baseball, shout out to the Razorback women's basketball team for getting a win today.
For sure.
Big time.
Oh, an indoor track SEC championship.
Dude, Jelani Watkins.
Yeah.
That's what you call a ROI. ROI. Return on investment.
I guarantee you it's going to be another
I know you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about.
Jordan
for football.
Jordan Anthony.
Jordan Anthony. Came for football, gets gold medals, and leaves to go pro in track.
Look, but this is the thing.
More power to him.
Right, but I want our next staff to at least have a package. Apparently, we had 2 guys on our roster who I want them to have a set of plays
there we go.
Designated for this said skill set and this speed. Because we had 2 guys on there. What's my guy named Satania?
Mm-hmm.
Told me he had world class speed, didn't have a package. Jordan Anthony, just do one the SEC, and did not have a group of plays designated for his skill set. Had to make sure I clarified that because you say the word too many times, somebody might try to clip you. Anyhow, let's get straight into it. Let's get into some Diamond Hog talk. Let's go ahead and roll that beautiful bean footage to start this segment on baseball. Let's do it. First, I'm sorry. Before you get started, anybody look at Adam's headshot? Anybody see his new picture he got on his profile?
That's been there for like weeks.
It looks like you went to like Olin Mills and took the picture almost.
No.
Gotcha.
Chilling.
All right. Go and do your thing, brother. Let's get into this baseball.
All right. Well, it was a little bit of a rough week. We went 3-2 this week, but we had a case of the flu with the team this week. So, maybe that was part of the reason for the performance lacking. Tuesday, we played Arkansas State. We lost 12-4. That was when the flu was really hitting the team hard. We gave up 5 home runs and 14 hits to them. But on the upside, the positive, 4 of the top 6 teams in the nation lost on Tuesday in baseball. So there's that, including LSU. Then we go into Wednesday. We won 1-0 through a one-hitter or DeCreamer. Steele Eves and Parker Coyle combined for a one-hitter with 13 strikeouts, and Cahill Aloy drove in the 1 run to win it. Steele Eves is 3-0 on the season at that point, and it still is. And then we get to this weekend, Friday, the second loss of the week against UT Arlington. We lost 4-3. It was a lackluster game. The 3 runs we got were in the bottom of the 9th. Thought we might pull it out, hit a scorcher to third base and ended the game. But they also dropped a ball that could have ended it a lot earlier before we scored. So that was a little rough, seeing Gackle and them lose that one. Saturday, we won 9-0. Let's see. We had a two-run homer by Micah New and Camden Kojal. And then Hunter Dietz threw 7 innings with 8 Ks and 2 hits. Wow. So that was pretty nice to see him starting to get things rolling. And then today we run ruled them in 7 innings, 11-1. Zach Stewart hit a solo home run. It was his 47th of his career. Camden Kojal goes back-to-back days with home runs, hits a 2-run homer today. It's his 6th on the year. And Ryder Helfrich, the catcher, hit a 2-run shot as well. It is his 5th on the year. Let's see. Carter Rutenbar drove in the run rule, the game winner, if you want to call it that. So that was nice for him, a freshman, getting a clutch hit, if you will. Colin Fisher had I want to say his third straight great outing of the year through 6 innings, 7 Ks, 5 hits, 1 walk. Still Eves came in and shut it down basically for the rest of the day. The last 3 games, our bullpen coming into today, they've thrown 11 innings, given up 1 hit and 18 strikeouts. So yeah, the bullpen's holding up their end of the bargain. We got a kind of an odd week scheduling coming up. We got Tuesday, we got Oral Roberts, and then we have a 4-game series on the weekend against Stetson. It'll be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday series.
Wow,
So that'll
that's
be
weird.
yeah, that is a little bit weird, but it'll allow us to tap into a lot of arms as well. So we'll
Gotcha.
see what we really got and get some people that haven't gotten work, get them some work. It's not that great seeing that we lost to UT Arlington. We gave them their 3rd win on the year, so they're 3-8, and we are 9-3. So make of it what you will. But one of their wins was also against a ranked opponent. I forget who it was at the moment. But that
Gotcha.
pretty much wraps up the baseball segment.
Gotcha. Now I did see. Are we not talking about Arkansas State? Is this a hangover game?
We played
Arkansas State? That was midweek. That was the one we lost the 12-4 on Tuesday, where we gave it the 5 home runs and 14 hits, and then we got them 1-0 with a 1-hitter on Wednesday.
Right. See, Ryan, see what I'm talking about. I want us just one of those things where, it takes a toll on the team, and all of a sudden take them a while to get back going.
Yeah, I mean, having the flu, we all know it can be tough to get over, and then once you get over it, you can be pretty weak. So I want to kind of give them grace on this and say that's probably why they struggled a little bit, especially hitting wise, because I mean they scored 20 runs in the last 2 days since they've kind of possibly gotten over it, started feeling better.
I do want to throw these at you real quick. Flu game this week. Hell yes, week. I do want to get to Miss Teresa. Miss Teresa got 2 great comments. Put this back up real quick. Says you watch LSU play Saturday, particularly their pitching. Not what it was last year. Looks beatable. So hopefully that's something we can take into consideration and go ahead and take care of business. We know they usually have a loaded bullpen, and those guys find a way to win. Like I said, so it'll be interesting to see what that looks like.
Yeah.
And I also want to get to her comment real quick, saying Gacko needs to come out the bullpen and not start. Go ahead.
I've kind of thought that as well. I talked to I've kind of friends with a reporter in Louisiana and LSU, guy that covers their baseball, and we've been talking, and he's a little worried about them. He thinks they'll be okay, just like us. And we were also talking, Mississippi State is who we open up with in 2 weeks. First SEC series, and that's the toughest series we're going to have. We're not playing Texas. We're not playing LSU. We're not really playing the top tier teams other than Mississippi State, who is undefeated. I did not see what their score was today, but they were playing number 1 UCLA, and it was tied 3-3. I didn't catch the final on that. So that should be our toughest SEC matchup, and it is at home.
Mississippi State baseball falls to number 2 UCLA in 10 innings.
So
there we go.
There you go. Ryan with a comment here. We had them beat last year with their pitchers, and our defense blew it. Absolutely. We've seen that before.
Hello? You play to win the game.
I will say in 2 weeks, things really do pick up sports-wise. The weekend of the 15th or whatever you want to call it. I think that's a Sunday. Yeah, it's 2 weeks from today. You got the opening series with Mississippi State, like I said. You got football starting spring practice that weekend. And we got the SEC basketball tournament starting that week on the Wednesday.
And the first day of the SEC basketball tournament, they're deciding that they're going to announce Arkansas and Link U's staff. Why they chose that. Hunter Yurchek doesn't know how to read the room.
Man, look.
So yeah, we'll see what staff that looks like. Also, I'm trying to think of what else is that. Oh yeah, it's Friday the 13th weekend.
Yeah. Again. Yeah, that's wild. 2026 is a hell of a year.
There is talk that the college football calendar could finally get a little fixed. Since you brought up the football start in the spring, they're looking at This will start in 2027, but there basically won't be spring practice. It'll be pushed to the summer to allow basically if these players are moving to move, blah, blah, blah. So there's talk that the spring practice will move to summer and then fall camp after that, obviously.
So they actually try to address the issue and do something about it and move the calendar to
a little bit, but they're still not going to address. I don't think when the national championships played.
So you're basically going to practice in June and then back in August. I mean, I guess that could help some, especially with the portal. What you were getting at, but if you get injured in spring, you have a little bit of time. Say you break your leg or something, you got time to recover by season. If you get hurt in June,
it never fails with Arkansas. Somebody gets hurt.
Somebody.
Definitely shortens that window.
Yeah.
There you go.
But anyway.
Great info right there, guys. We can go straight into basketball. Let's get into this hoop talks. What you doing? There you go. SEC hoop scores. So, of course, we're looking at the midweek setup. So that's Florida and Texas. Florida taking care of business 84-71. Mississippi State, Alabama. Alabama is on the roll right now. 100 points to 75, 25-point victory. A&M and Arkansas. Arkansas does their thing, 99-84 at home. Good win. Tennessee and Missouri. Missouri take care of business at home. Georgia and Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt gets an 8-point victory. Kentucky and South Carolina. Kentucky wins 72-63, as well as Auburn and Oklahoma. Oklahoma getting a win at the house versus Auburn. Interesting. Auburn looks different when they're on the road versus at home. Like this whole jungle thing, but it's definitely different. But I can also say Arkansas look different on the road in certain games. LSU and Ole Miss. LSU wins the game 106-99 over Ole Miss. I have
Does
no idea.
Auburn have jungle fever?
It's very possible. It's very possible. All I know is Devo Davis bounced the ball to himself and put his nuts on dude for him. All right, moving on. So looking at the Saturday slate. So Arkansas and Kentucky. As you said, and Florida. As you said in the group, a lot to a little. Yeah, that's exactly what they look like. 111-77. We'll definitely dig into this game and go in depth about what we saw. Alabama and Tennessee was a good game. Alabama, once again, is on the roll. I've been watching them. Miss Teresa says she watched LSU in baseball. I've been watching Alabama the last couple of weeks, and they are playing some great basketball right now. They got great guard play. Defensively, they always up on your guards, pressuring them guys in the half-court set. And they don't have guys that's scared to get on the glass and get putbacks and get the free throw line. So it's just interesting to see what team really pops during the right time, because that's what's really important. Vanderbilt and Kentucky. Kentucky wins the game 91-77. Missouri, Mississippi State. Missouri wins the game 88-64. South Carolina and Georgia. Georgia wins at home 87-68. Texas and Texas A&M. The rivalry game. So Texas win by 6 points, and OU beats LSU 83-67. Ole Miss and Auburn. Ole Miss wins 85 to Auburn at home 79. Wow. So looking at the standings, Florida, Bama, Arkansas, Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee, Texas, Vanderbilt, A&M, Georgia, Auburn, Mississippi State, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, LSU, and South Carolina. Now, I do want to ask you guys this particular question about the Florida game. What did you see in this game that you haven't seen yet? And is this a game that's indicative of what could be your final stop in a tournament, no matter what round you make it?
So first off, I will say, just based on the standings, Arkansas sitting at 3. Now I feel like, because I didn't expect them to beat Florida, but having lost, you need to win your next 2 games, because they're Texas and Missouri, to keep in that top 4 spot. If you keep in the top 4 spot, you get 2-round buys in the SEC tournament. So I look Friday. At it, yeah, you won't play until Friday. So for the sake of that, and I'm not saying go out and win the SEC tournament. I mean, obviously cool, but I think it would, yes, Arkansas needs to rest only running 7 guys, but I'm afraid of, like we've seen in the past, you rest for a week, your legs are cold, then you come out cold, and we already have that issue. But this Florida game, let's just call it like it is. I mean, trash all the way around.
Yeah.
Acuff had 17, which is below his average. Billy Richmond put 22 up. So once again, Billy Richmond has came to play. Malik Thomas only had 10. There are moments that I feel like Malik Thomas kind of fades a little bit. I'm not saying that he doesn't live up to the hype, because he does, but he does fade depending on the level of competition at times.
Let me chime in real quick. You can continue. But trying to watch him navigate the offense and try like almost run the offense and set it up, I was like, that's not you. Clearly a 2-guard, a catch and shoot type guy.
Yeah,
that's part of the game he hasn't worked on as much. But go ahead.
No, and then once again, 11 minutes and 0 points out of Nick Pringle, 0 for 5 from the free throw line.
That's
0 for 5, 2 rebounds. Whatever is going on in his head he either needs to figure it out or go ahead and sign off and exit stage left.
Yeah.
Because I'm just tired of having to discuss this. Put one of the walk-ons, put Elmer in something, because Nick Pringle's not doing it. I would rather you have somebody in, a walk-on, Elmer, that hasn't played a whole lot, than keep going with Nick Pringle to be thoroughly disappointed. At least with Elmer, we kind of have some reason why he might not produce.
Right.
I'm just tired of the headache. I'm tired of that, because you look at it. Yeah, we ran 8 guys yesterday, but really, any game Nick Pringle's in, you're running one less person. So we're running 7. You're really only running 6 because you're not getting anything out of Nick Pringle. We got 2 points out of Sealy in 7 minutes, and I think that was his first game back. Malik Ewan, 26 minutes, 11 points, 8 rebounds. That's what we need every single game. One thing I did notice, we only had 1 block. We've been getting anywhere from 5 to 7 blocks a game, and we only had 1. We had 7 steals, but only having 1 block when we're usually, like I said, 5 to 7, it kind of hurts. Trying to look, only had another game that we only had 10 assists. It was just something that, their largest lead was 37 points.
Yeah.
It was ugly. 54% from the free throw line, 31% from 3. This is a game that, hey, you got it out of your system, but it doesn't bode well for the NCAA tournament. I feel like with the NCAA tournament, you have to get lucky that another team knocks off Florida, another team knocks off Duke, another team knocks off Kansas, or whoever else, to make your path easier, because I don't feel like Arkansas can do it on their own.
Correct.
There's going to need to be a luck of the draw, and there's going to need to be some luck with other teams getting knocked off.
Gotcha. So Hart, looking at the game once again, is it something? Did you see anything in this game that could be indicative in what could end up ending their run, no matter how far they get in the tournament? And is it something that you see in this game that you've never seen before?
Never seen before. I don't think
with this team. Okay.
With this team, Brazil with 3 points. I don't think I recall seeing. I felt like we were going to have a letdown after the Alabama game when we played Missouri, just fatigue, something. And I kind of feel like it was this game where we dropped the ball, metaphorically. And 2-3 weeks ago, you asked, how we see the last 6 games? And I said, I thought we'd be 4-2, losing to Bama and losing to Florida. I didn't expect us to lose this badly to Florida, but I kind of felt like it could be a double-digit loss, because our issue all year has been rebounding, soft bigs, and what did we face? A taller team with sometimes 3 basically 7-footers on the court. And the only thing I was happy about is that the offensive rebounding, they only beat us by 2, but they beat us by 20 overall in rebounds. So, take for that what you will, but they did everything they could against Acuff. Like Cal said in the post game, there was times where he was pointing, saying, "Don't give me the ball, give it to somebody else." And that's what I hadn't seen. That's what I hadn't seen as well, is
Yeah.
Acuff being passive. And finally, in the second half, he kind of got more assertive and took control like he could. But Billy Richmond, man, he's playing himself into the NBA. I
No, for
don't
sure.
like it because we might be losing him, and I wanted him next year.
Right.
And that, I mean, I'm happy for him, but as a selfish fan, I'm not liking it as the chances of losing him. But we gotta toughen up. And like Cal also said, he told the players, certain players, I'm assuming Pringle, maybe Brazil, I don't know. You need to look yourself in the mirror and do some soul searching, basically.
We have a saying for that.
What?
Nut up or
shut up.
Gotcha. Ewan has really stepped up the last 2 games, maybe more. I haven't really, if I had to look back, but he had 16, I think, against A&M, and then I think 11 this time against taller players. So that's nice to see. So at least we got somewhat of a 5 that's giving full effort, not counting DJ, but including the bigs. So we'll see. I agree with the Zafich playing him some more. I think his biggest problem, other than maybe getting accustomed to everything, is he's a little slow. And Condon, man, he was hauling ass down court and spotting up and kept getting fouls on Pringle doing that. Now we were going to lose the game, but I didn't like some of the fouls that were getting called. But that's pretty much any game you can nick and pick. But
yeah, Ewan's last. So he had 11. The A&M game he had 18. The Missouri game, he had 16. And then it was the Alabama game, he had 0, and he got kind of called out by Coach Cal. And he's came back for 3 games after that with double digits each one.
We're going to need him. And with Lenardi right now, I want us to be, honestly, if we ain't going to be a 4 seed, I want us to be a 6 seed. I don't like the 5-12 matchup. There's always an upset, it seems like, every year in that one. But I'd rather be a 6 seed more so to be a top tier 6 seed. So where we play closer to home. I don't want to go to Seattle or whatever, New York, to play games. I'd rather play closer here. And also, Lenardi is saying recently, I was going into the game, I don't know about after, he was saying he had us projected in the same bracket with Kansas and UConn. So there's that. Now, Kansas seems a bit of a beatable, but
Kansas.
I mean, Darren Peterson's going to sit out.
Yeah, I don't want to see UConn. I don't want to see UConn.
That's what, yeah. But
now, okay, so let me ask you guys this. So, Coach Cal made a comment about, Boogie. I mean, not Boogie, but Acuff and his injury, his leg, his foot. Of course, he wasn't going to sit out and not play against Florida. My question is, at some point, should he consider resting him, giving him more rest, or take a game off? Because we're gonna need him down the stretch. And let me say this before you guys say this part. I've heard Adam say multiple times, the SEC tournament doesn't really mean anything.
Right.
We're just talking about seeding at this point, right? But I'm looking like if we need him for the long haul, we think we can make a run. He needs to rest at some point to feel fully healed going into the tournament. What are you guys' thoughts about it?
I'd have no issue sitting him for the final 2 games and the SEC tournament if you're content with potentially falling out of the top 4. Unless you're going to let, put DJ Wagner back in the starting lineup, sit Acuff, and then, let Billy Richmond and Malik Thomas just have at it. That would be the only thing that I could see. I have no issue with resting Acuff at this point, though, because the SEC tournament doesn't matter. But I think if you do sit and rest Acuff, if you're going to do it, go ahead while you're doing it and play Sealy more.
Right.
Play some of these other guys that you might have to call on. Like we've brought up Elmer's name a few times. Obviously different positions, but go ahead and work these guys in these last 2 games and then the SEC tournament to see what you have before March gets here.
Yeah.
And it's something too that they're going to have to look at for Acuff too, because this is all going to be under a microscope come combine time.
Yep.
So if he's going to keep pushing it, and then get into I hate to bring him up, but a Boogie Flan situation that you're, injured, or even a Carter Knox right now situation.
Yeah, for sure.
With Darius Acuff's future, I wouldn't want something to happen and then he's just like, hey, I can't play for the rest of the season. So
right.
I don't think he would. I don't think he would do that. Because he's been asked this a couple of times. Hey, you need to sit down. He's like, no, I'm not doing it, coach. I want to play with these players, like he told ESPN or SportsCenter. My fantasy scenario in resting him would be beat Texas, because Texas is looking on the uptick. They played Alabama well. They've played some teams well. They almost beat Florida, or it was close until the last 3 minutes.
Correct.
And so I would like to get a win against Texas. And at that point, I'm fine with us sitting him against Missouri. I feel like we would probably be secure in the 3-4 spot at that time if we did lose to Missouri. So I feel like that would be the best case scenario, because then he's getting rest. You go into the tournament, you're still in the top 4, you get your bye, so you get extra rest. But it's also up to him, and he seemed like he's wanted to push through it. And that's also kind of telling the scouts something as well, that, he's not going to be doing load management.
And I'm going to make a plea for the last game of the regular season, because we've been waiting on this for 3 years and we haven't gotten it. Whether it's been injury, whether it's been just not playing well, I need Trevor Brazile to ball the fuck out against Missouri.
No, for sure.
Especially it being at Missouri. You've been waiting for a game to just go in and dominate since you left. Make it this one. Make it your last game at Mizzou and just go in and tear it down.
I thought it was going to be the last game when we played them. I thought it was going to be in that game. It was all right. But yeah, he definitely did go in there and wreck shop. Put his name on the draft board. That's what he needs to do. Help out his own situation.
He's been struggling shooting.
He's been struggling defending. Fuck it. Let's be clear.
But I'm talking about his 3. I don't think I remember him. I think he made 1 maybe this last game, but I hadn't seen him make 1 before that in a couple of games.
It was almost like he had lead in his feet. They would kick the ball out to the perimeter. He would stand at the elbow. He would just do like this. I'm just like, bro, you got to get out there. You got to get the tip. Pause. You have to get a good deflection on it in order to at least maneuver his shot.
But he hit 1 3 against A&M. He hit 2 3s against Mizzou.
Okay, well, I'm corrected, but still, he hasn't been shooting well.
He's not hitting the big time splash threes that he's been hitting in previous games in the season, because it was like he had several threes earlier in the season that were like loud in the sense of when he knocked them down. Whether it was Arkansas on a big run or a 3 to like tie again, it was always big moments, and we haven't seen that as of late.
Gotcha. All right, so looking at what we got coming up next in the basketball world.
Next up,
we got Texas. So we got Texas on Wednesday at 6 p.m. on ESPN2, and then of course on Saturday, the final against Missouri. Did anybody see? This is just random. Anybody, if you don't know who this is, you ever heard of 42 Doug?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the post where 42 Doug asked all the Detroit rappers to come out and support Darius Acuff in his final home game?
I did not.
Really?
More power to
him. I thought you usually be up on that. So either way.
Speaking of, we'll go ahead and play this. This is from yesterday. So pulled the video from Courtney Mims' Twitter. And this was at College Game Day in a sea of Florida Gator fans. We had an Arkansas fan, him and his son, and got on TV. Come to find out, they're actually members of Hog HQ. So we posted the video, and then that put them in contact with Courtney Mims, who then they all got connected with the school and the basketball team, and they got to meet the players and stuff. And so we've got that video. We've got some pictures to go with it. So we'll run through that right quick.
He was totally intimidated. He came over here to have a picture beforehand. He called the Hogs right in front of these guys. He stirred them up. Now you guys are screwing it back. There we go. There he is. Look at him. He's ready to go. And then what he better be ready for.
Man, that's dope. Small world. Hog HQ is a great platform. Got a lot of members. You just never know. Y'all don't know Mr. Reese is a celebrity. Y'all don't know that. We know that. But I'm just saying, like, certain people in this group, you just never know who's in here, who's paying attention. So, yeah, shout out to those guys for their appearance on the show. And like I said, connecting with Courtney Mims. I got a chance to meet Courtney Mims. Was the SEC Media Day this past year? Very dope individual, man. I'm proud of her and her recent success. To move on and do bigger endeavors. Born a child at the Gator game, the mascot stole his hog hat. What's more classes, Kentucky or Florida? I can't tell. Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
BPN.
That's on.
Ooh. That kid had more fight than your team did all night. I mean, you're not wrong. I don't know if that's supposed to be like a shot, but we know.
Yeah, this is the part where you want us to go back and forth with you. Yeah, we're not doing that.
I mean, I made the final score graphic with 9 minutes left in the game and just put a lot to a little because I wasn't about to sit there and wait for the actual score to drop. You want to know? I watched more of the WWE Elimination Chamber than I did the game because it was trash.
Gotcha.
I was going to do two screens going, and I was just like, nope, not going to do it.
Yeah. Either way it go. Do want to ask you this. So check this out. We lost the basketball game. We got embarrassed as fans. But guess what we did do this weekend? We won the NFL Combine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we definitely won the NFL Combine, man.
A team that went 2-10.
Look, for a team that went 2-10, man. I'm talking about a lot of people is on notice. A lot of the logo, the name is everywhere. And I know we got some clips coming up to show exactly some performance of some guys who was able to be a part of the Combine. But I'm going to let you roll the footage, and then I'm going to get into what this really means going forward.
I'm going to start with just Mike Washington's 40, but then I'm going to go right into the next video, which is just kind of breaking down Mike Washington's overall Combine.
Well, guess where else he looks fast?
The running back who's going viral for getting emotional after his blistering 40-yard dash ended up with one of the greatest combine performances in history. Arkansas running back Mike Washington came into the combine as a projected late-round draft pick, and despite weighing in at 223 pounds, he ended up with that 4.33 40 that got him emotional and led the way for running backs this year. But you see the jumps, they were at the top of the charts too. But it gets crazier because look at this. When you add in all of his measurements for his relative athletic score, he's projected to finish first out of over 2,000 running backs they've tested since 1987. We might be looking at the most athletic running back in years, and don't forget, he weighs 223. So completely fair to get emotional as he boosted his stock almost certainly up into one of the top 2 or 3 running backs off the board. What team do you think should draft Arkansas's Mike Washington?
So check this out. I did some research. Like I said, I love to stay into recruiting. If I told you that no matter the coach, he signed the number 231 running back in the country, and he's a 2-star from New York, there's no way you guys will be excited about that. You will say, there's no way. It's got to be a guy in state better than him. This guy is trash. The coach doesn't know what he's doing. What about this guy? Why isn't he going after him? And then you probably shit on the guy. But now all of a sudden, he takes an opportunity and makes the most of his opportunities at his previous institution. And you got to give credit to nobody else but Mike Petrino for Mike Washington being in Razorback uniform. Let's not get too far and forget. Mike Petrino is the one who went out there and scouted this young man and brought him over and said, this type of running back that I need. So it was great to see that part. Of course, we know he set records along with Taylor Green doing his thing. Once again, by Petrino products. So you got to give him credit for what he's been able to do in regards to identifying talent. You got the Taylor Green footage?
I do. Hang on, right quick.
Of all the freak performances we've seen at the Combine this year, the biggest freak of them all might be a quarterback. Yeah, Arkansas quarterback Taylor Green just set so many Combine records, he might be too athletic to stay at quarterback. See the numbers here. Combine quarterback record in the vertical jump, absurd. Broad jump as well, and the size, 6'6", 227. And that 40-yard dash of 4.37 was the only sub-4.4 40 by a quarterback since 2003. He's already projected to have a 94 speed on Madden, and on the broadcast, they were comparing his measurables to DK Metcalf. But the craziest part's right here when you plug his numbers into the relative athletic score. At quarterback, he's obviously elite, 9.99 out of 10, but when you go to wide receiver, he clocks in at a perfect 10 out of 10, making him the best athletic tester ever at receiver, barring agilities. Now, he came into the Combine as a projected late round quarterback, probably a backup, but you see his numbers here. Like, he had good ratings, good QBR, good completion percentage. I think with his upside and athleticism, he at least boosted his stock up to like a middle round draft pick, but if a team does want to draft him and move him to wide receiver, it would not be unprecedented. Yeah, 21 years ago, fellow Arkansas quarterback Matt Jones, similar dominant numbers in the Combine. The Jags drafted him first round, converted him to receiver. But what team do you think should draft this athletic freak in quarterback Taylor Green?
Now, there's a lot of folks just already calling for the move him to wide receiver.
Yeah, of course. Look, we'll see how it plays itself out. He'll have opportunity to sit behind somebody and learn some defenses in the NFL because he did do that very well in college. Let's be clear. But he is definitely gifted as an athlete. We've seen what he's been able to do with his legs as well as his arm, especially in year 2 in Bob Petrino's system. So this guy has definitely earned himself, him and Washington, earned himself some money this weekend by doing that thing and just going hard in the paint. People look at, like one of my guys, Georgia guys, was like, wait a minute, y'all have both of them in the backfield?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all went 2 and 10? Yeah. It's hard to believe. Like, either way. But yeah, Arkansas definitely won this particular weekend. And I want to go back. I wish I could find the clip. Jake, what was that? Julian Neal, the defensive back. I told you in week 1, week 2, this dude has some attributes that can get him drafted and on the team. He looked good out there running, doing his drill. So it'll be interesting to see what these guys land. We may be in a situation this year where we have some guys getting drafted earlier than expected, which bodes well for Arkansas. And I want to make this point before we continue. This is the best free press Ryan Silverfield could get.
Yeah.
NFL draft, Razorbacks all over the place, talking about Taylor Green, talking about Mike Washington. The people outside of Arkansas have no idea we've had a debacle in regards to coaching and winning and losing. All they know is they keep seeing Razorbacks, the quarterback, as well as the running back. So with that being said, this is a situation where Ryan Silverfield can parlay this into saying, hey, even though I wasn't here, this guy wore his uniform, and you can look just like him and achieve those same things. Go ahead, what you got?
This is Julian Neal's I didn't have it uploaded, but thanks to Hart, we've got it over on Hog HQ Live's Facebook page. So here we go. Maybe. Where's that?
Julian Neal of Arkansas next up. Working our way through the first group of defensive backs, corners, safeties.
Big, rangy corner here from Arkansas. Just a little bit hesitant when he's in off coverage, a little bit late to pull the trigger, but when he gets his hands on you, he plays with good play speed. We'll see how that play speed translates to the time speed here.
Quarterbacks in this group, safeties predominantly in the next, and the tight ends. We were the 4-5-4.
Well, the DNs deserved grief and got grief because they were fish out of water in those drills, but the linebackers were outstanding.
You're going down the list of all the.
And you can improve on that 40-second time. It definitely looks good. And just to consider this guy, even if you are not an NFL guy or NFL gal who watches NFL, you're gonna definitely root for the Razorbacks who making some noise. This is a situation where these guys are now bringing national attention because you gotta remember, this is just the beginning. They still gotta come do pro day. You gotta imagine how many coaches, scouts from each team in the NFL will be in Fayetteville, Northwest Arkansas. This is Ryan Silverfield time to shine, to put it all together and make it do what it's supposed to do. Build those relationships. He seems very personable. So to be able to build relationships with NFL scouts and coaches, I think that's definitely going to be able to take full advantage of that and use that as an opportunity to prepare his team going forward. You guys got anything on the combine?
Diego Pavio looked as short as his 5'9" stature is.
I was gonna say today, I didn't capture it, but they started off today talking about Mike Washington and Taylor Green. So they've definitely turned some heads when it comes to the scouts.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. Boom. All right. We do got some information we have got to talk about. We talked about some fake news that recently popped up. Do we want to address this now or do we want to address it later?
I mean, we might as well because it's our last segment, I believe.
Yeah.
So, I know there was a post in Hog HQ. It was a screenshot of what we're about to talk about. But there are so many of these groups and pages out there that either have clickbait links to take you to some nonsense scam site, which at this day and age, I still don't understand how you can't see this link that they put in. Like, all these posts look the same. They're worded the same, or they're posted about player A, but then on this page, it's posted about player B. On this page, it's posted about player C, and it's all the exact same story. Let's just be real, because a lot of this that goes around have to do like what we're about to show about untimely deaths that are false, about a college player donating all of his NIL money to whatever charity or whatever family. 9 times out of
having cancer.
Players having, I mean, it's just ridiculous. And
there was one on ACUF having cancer this week.
We have folks that are believing pages like this just because they saw a picture or saw a post, and they're immediately commenting or they're immediately sharing it without verifying the shit before they do so.
Right.
If it's not posted on something big of this nature, ESPN, the teams or athletic departments pages, Hog HQ, Hog Talk, Inside Arkansas, any of these pages and shows and whatnot, like we're believing random ass groups. This is the one that we're talking about that came out a day or two ago, and it's ridiculous and it's sad that this is what people are doing and posting, because the same thing was happening with
Lou Holtz,
who has been in hospice. But then people were posting right after it was announced he was going to hospice that he had passed, and it wasn't true, and stuff like that just spreads. So please start verifying crap before you share it. And if you see stuff like this, report it. Click the 3 little dots, click report, and move on from it. Like, I don't understand why in this, I mean, and I get it. A lot of it's engagement farming. A lot of it's because the people out there don't check things out.
Right.
But the more stuff like this gets interactions, the more it's going to keep happening. So honestly, right now, I'm going to take it off the screen just because I don't want to keep giving it any more airtime. But yeah, just start checking your sources and don't immediately think because you saw a picture that it's true. Because guess what? I mean, I've done it before as a joke. I can easily go make up whatever graphic. I mean, hell, I don't know if y'all remember a few years back, I made a graphic of KJ Jefferson going to TCU just for shits and giggles.
Oh, with the jersey, a lot of people, right?
Yeah, but it's just little things like that. Like, I mean, just start checking your facts, please. It's
Gotcha.
To do.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. All right, guys. Look, I do want to ask you this. So, looking at what exactly. So
all right, that was a good one.
There you go. All right, so I do want to ask you this. Looking forward, we still got Pro Day coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's going to be a definite opportunity to have a lot of eyes on the hill, looking at some of the current players, looking at the staff, etc. Are we looking at having a full staff before we close out the show? We still waiting on a guy or two?
Waiting on one if
they're
going to fill it.
Gotcha.
Because they filled the what was it, defensive line? They filled that one this past week. I forgot what his name was, but we've only got one spot that could be filled.
The quarterback coach.
Actually, we filled that one, didn't we, with Memphis?
Oh, Memphis is yeah.
I
mean, what does it say? And before we go, we can just put in our little tidbit. So these coaches leaving after signing contracts with Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a bad look on them or a bad look on Arkansas? Because I get, one of them, he became an offensive coordinator. We just had him as a quarterbacks coach.
Mm-hmm.
But in what capacity? Like, I guess I look at it like, hey, you've got a job that you just signed a contract. Is your agent still shopping you?
Right.
Why is your agent still shopping you?
The other one went to the NFL, so
Correct,
I mean,
yeah.
both of them were upgrades. So I don't really take it as a slight. I think if anything, it was maybe that Silverfield made a good decision in his two picks.
Yeah, you think about it. He said you're going to be blown away what the staff are going to put together. Nobody was blown away, but maybe we didn't really understand the dynamics of who these individuals he chose. These are people that we looked at and said, man, this is not the big name guy from the big name school that I thought we were getting. And then all of a sudden he gets pulled by an NFL team to lead some men on a professional level. He must be a good coach at some point. So I think that's what speaks to what Ryan Silverfield has done by putting together the staff. It's going to be interesting to see where he goes in regards to placement because he has so many options as far as the roster spots that he has as far as for staff. So it'll be interesting to see what that looks like. Other than that, guys, I think that's all we got this week. Anything you guys want to throw out there before we get going?
No,
really. Not yet. I'm
it's gonna
sure
rain
basketball.
a lot.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's gonna rain a lot coming up, so have fun with that.
Gotcha.
Basketball recruiting should start picking up this month for next year. I mean, we've already got 3 commits, but the people that we've kind of been targeting and stuff, I think they're really going to start focusing back on their recruitment.
Mm-hmm.
So keep an eye for that.
This 26 class, from what we've been told, is going to be the best class that we've seen at Arkansas. But like we see right now, how is that going to translate? And did you go find Anthony Davis or DeMarcus Cousins 2.0?
There you go.
Because until that happens, we're going to be in the same boat.
Absolutely.
Maybe you go find him in the portal.
There you go. Somebody who already got some
surreal.
experience under the belt. That's a dude at Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
That almost came here to begin with.
There you go. Almost ain't enough. Beat the hell out of Texas. Love those words on the way out, Ty. We'll thank you guys for joining us. We'll catch you in the next one. Y'all be good. Have a great work week. We'll see you next time.